Windows 11, the problems, they persist. Even though we see all these updates and all these people on YouTube going, oh my God, it's fixed. I don't know what they're talking about. It's not. There's issues still. So the question is, should you be upgrading, especially if you're using your system to make the money? You know, maybe you're a professional or creator or whatever, and is it worth the risk? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos. Today we are talking about Windows 11 and should you be upgrading, especially if you're a professional, if you're making money off your system. The short answer is no, don't. Just don't. The long answer is people will talk, and they talk a lot. And I keep going online, I'm researching the problems that are coming up, and they're like, oh, this problem was fixed in the last update. Thank God for the last update. And I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. So here we go. There are issues. There are issues both on the hardware side and the software side, bottom line. Now, what do I mean by this? I upgraded both my AMD system and my Intel system. Now, I've had people ask me questions, hey, I'm having this issue. I upgraded Windows 11. Do you think it's Windows 11 or do you think it is the hardware or software I'm using and blah, 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 blah. So I was like, okay, let me just try it out and see what's going on. That being said, I have the Intel system too, so why not test out both, see how they go, and I gave myself 2 weeks. Now, there is a Windows, let's make it more efficient, fix the bugs, this and that. So that is that aspect. On the other aspect, there is the hardware issue, and based on what system you're using, there'll be its own separate issues. And then there's the proprietary software you're using, the software that's not part of Microsoft. Okay, something like Adobe, for instance. And every person right now out there is trying to work towards making sure everything is working with Windows 11. It's the new thing that's coming out. We should see a lot of updates by or through next year, early next year, maybe the first 3 months. And eventually we'll get it to a point where most things are stable. The idea here is, are the softwares you are using compatible yet? And are they fully tested? They might say they're fully compatible, but they might not be. So, Adobe, for instance, there are softwares that are part of the suite that are compatible, and then there's the ones that aren't. And then the ones that aren't, you know, they're basically working on them, but there's the ones that are compatible. And then they say to you, hey, it's compatible, no known issues. Well, I don't know. Things have been submitted by many people, and then I found the errors, and I don't know how they leave it on the website that it's still compatible. That being said, it's expected for these things to happen. So the question just becomes, is it worth it and is it worth the risk? For instance, Premiere Pro, when I load it up on the AMD system, do I get the same issues with the Intel? No, I don't get the same amount of issues. What do I see though? With this system, I got 2 screens. And what I'll find with Premiere Pro, I'll be working, all of a sudden it'll freeze, or it'll just glitch, or I can't see anything for a bit, and then it'll get moving. Now, when it glitches sometimes, it was like I can't click on anything except for the bar at the top. So then I'll move the bar to my top screen, and it'll start working again. And I'm like, what's going on there? Now, could that be the software of Premiere Pro? Maybe. Could it be the hardware, and is it a video card issue? Maybe. Is it a Windows issue? Maybe. The fact is that it happens. And even when I reset my computer, it never came back. And it just kept on happening. And then, for some reason, it worked. And we don't know why. So, the question then just becomes, well, how much time do you have to invest into testing this out? And is that your place, kind of thing? So take a step back and think about that. Now, if your computer was working fine when you had Windows 10 and you moved to Windows 11 and now you're having issues, there's no reason to think that it's not the Windows 11 switch that caused all these issues. For instance, I have a nice, awesome little screen that connects to my other 2 monitors, and that one is basically used so I can have my meetings. Great. Well, guess what? When I have my 2 cameras connected and I run OBS and then I connect that to Google Chrome to run a meeting, all of a sudden it crashes after like maybe 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, who knows, whatever. It's all been random. And then I lose all my screens, and then the one screen comes back and then the other one will pop back up. And then I'm like, is that a Chrome issue now? Or is that a camera issue? Is that a Canon issue? Like, where's the issue here, and how much time do we have to diagnose for that? Again, issues. What I've noticed with Chrome, I don't know why, but when I'm typing on emails, right after I switched over, I'm typing on emails, and it's like pressing enter for me, or it'll freeze up, and then I can't copy or paste or anything. I gotta leave the email. It saves as a draft, and then I come back into it. So there's all these little things that are occurring that's kind of delaying my progress in anything. So even though there's updates being made, and I know people are saying, oh my God, this new update fixed everything, I'm still seeing efficiency issues. I'm still seeing slow transfer rates. I'm still seeing certain things that people online, I'm not going to say names, but I think we all know who they are, but they're like, oh my God, like this new update, it fixed everything. No, it didn't. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm just sitting here going, it didn't fix the big issues. Now, did it get it better? Yes. And am I seeing like my the efficiency that's occurring with the processor and with the new chipset when they updated the chipset with AMD? Yes, that we've seen progress. I'm not saying there's no progress, but it's not fixed. It's not fixed. So for everybody that's emailing and asking, hey, I have this problem. If you have switched over, switch back, and then your problem should go away if it happened right after you switched. If it didn't happen after you switched, then it's probably not Windows 11, it's something else. But do put that into perspective. If you have software and it does say it's compatible, know that when you switch over, you should be testing everything before you make a firm, I'm going to stick with this, or you decide, if say you have like 20 computers and you decide you're going to update everything in your firm, like, don't until you test everything fully. So make sure you're testing everything before you decide to do such a big move, because it's going to cost you in the long run. And I think this is where you want to wait until when you get into bigger aspects like that, you have a stable environment for everything before you make that switch. It's going to cost a lot of time, energy, and money, and you don't need that right now. So overall, the positives of Windows 11, I like it. It's smooth, it's faster. It doesn't have the nuances that we can go into that Windows 10 and Windows 7 had, that we're kind of like, oh, when are we going to get to the next stage? There are many videos out there on how to make it even better. I like the whole new aspect of how they're designing everything. I do not like the fact that they're forcing me to use Explorer when I have Google Chrome kind of thing. There's aspects like that that start to upset me a little bit. But I know that's going to change as time goes on. That's how it is. It has to be. So that's great. With the Intel system, I haven't seen so many issues. Granted being, I haven't tested it fully. I haven't seen as many issues. I didn't have the randomness shutdowns like I've had with the AMD. I haven't had the slowdowns where it just glitches and pauses for a sec. I haven't had some situations with the monitors, even when I connected it to multiple monitors. I didn't see those similar issues. So maybe that has something to think about if you have more, if you have an Intel system. Will that be better for you? And yeah, like that might be the situation, but I would wait for it. If you're thinking, hey, should I be switching? Should I not? I would wait for that. It's worth the wait, in my opinion. I'm going to be switching back right now. I can't do my work. So, I mean, I can't be in a meeting and everything shuts down, and then it comes back, and everybody's like, what happened? Or when it totally freezes, and then I got to reset and get out of the meeting and come back in, and then some people leave, and you're like, why'd you leave? Well, I don't know. I thought you left. No, I didn't. I told you there might be an issue. I'm testing the system. Just stick around. But it happens. It happens. So that's my 2 cents. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, discrepancies, drop them below. And don't forget, watch these 2 videos.